here. All-seeing eye. Powerful witchcraft symbol where my finger is. Down here is another powerful witchcraft symbol.
2020, the year of the global pandemic. Suddenly, people are stuck at home with a lot more time on their hands, many of whom rediscover an old hobby. Cards started selling like hotcakes. And then Logan Paul executed the second punch to really thrust the hobby into the spotlight.
3, 2, 1, pull it!
So why then, with all this success, does nobody play with these cards? When I was doing full-time rip and ship on TikTok Live, I noticed a huge discrepancy between how many people played the game and how many people were just collectors of the cards. It was extremely rare for me to come across anyone who even knew how to play the game. Despite the huge boom, the game just sees far less play than it does collecting in general. Additionally, when you look at how the game is played, you start to notice that nobody plays with about 95% of the cards in the game. Only 5% of all Pokemon cards get used. Well, in Standard at least, and there's good reason for that. Standard is a rotating format, which means only the cards printed within a certain number of recent years are allowed. But surely there are other ways to play the game, right? Ones that allow players to use any card in their collection, including the old treasures they found, right? Technically. The only problem is, nobody plays it. On top of that, you can't even find any clear information about it. There are 3 official paper formats of the Pokemon TCG: Standard, Expanded, and Unlimited. The latter is what we're talking about. This is the only format where all cards are legal to play. All cards from the entire 27-year history of the game. Decks are supercharged with power like Erica and Professor Oak, allowing you to very consistently either knock out all of your opponent's Pokemon in play or set up an unbreakable lock so your opponent has no chance of a comeback. All on only the first turn in the game. But wait, do these cards still work that way? I thought the answer to that question would be a simple search away, but it ended up sending me down a rabbit hole that became the inspiration for this video. As I said before, nobody actually plays this format, and the Pokemon Company barely recognizes it as a format to begin with. Rules for it are not clearly laid out. There are a lot of different interpretations out there. Old Erica was just a trainer card, but the new one is a trainer supporter card, meaning you can only play 1 per turn. The old computer search was just a trainer card too, but the new one is an A-spec trainer card, meaning you can only have 1 in your entire deck. Are these cards supposed to be considered separate, or the same card just with updated rules? Asking that question online was not easy. This makes the format of simplicity, as in the least amount of rules, the most complicated of all of them because there isn't enough clarity. It would be nice if Unlimited had clearly laid out rules that errated the old cards. That way people can have fun with a vintage format. Bill, Erica, and Professor Oak are all supporter cards. Computer Search is an A-spec, regardless of if it says so or not on the card. It has the same name and therefore follows the most recent printing of it, right? Additionally, I would even like to see an errata of all character trainer cards to be supporters. This includes Misty's Wrath and the Imposter Professor Oak cards, because this is aligned with the intentions of the game's current design. Believe it or not, this Unlimited actually is fun when players are just trying to build cool decks and have a good time. Obsidian Flames just came out, the most recent set cashing in on Charizard hype. Pokemon 151, the most recent set cashing in on base set nostalgia, is right around the corner, and Pokemon Classic is not far behind that. With all this emphasis on old cards coming back, it would make sense to me to lean into Pokemon's vintage format, to allow space for players to do wacky, powerful stuff with any card in their collection they can find. Standard will always be the biggest, most supported, and proper competitive format, but Unlimited can offer a fun excursion of different playstyle and be a casual entrance avenue for anyone to get started playing under less restrictions than that of a rotating format. I hope Unlimited will have life breathed into it one day, or old cards will finally be playable somewhere, and vintage will be brought to the Pokemon game.